There was a time when every morning felt heavy. The alarm clock didn't just ring. It warned me. Another day, another round of work, another storm of worries. I would rush out of bed, make coffee, and throw myself into the cycle once again. But the faster I moved, the more exhausted I became. Until one day, I came across the words of Marcus Aurelius. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to love. That line struck something deep within me. If every morning is a gift, then why do I keep unwrapping it in haste and tension? From that day forward, I began a new ritual, a morning lived in the spirit of Stoicism. And slowly, my life began to change, seeing life in its fragility. On the first morning, I did nothing in a hurry. I simply sat down, closed my eyes, and allowed silence to settle within me. In my mind's eye, I saw the vast sky, where stars are born and fade away. I saw empires rise and crumble, and I realized I am but a tiny dot existing in this brief flicker of time. Yet, in that realization, I felt no fear. Instead, I felt gratitude. If life is as fleeting as a single breath, then waking up each morning is nothing short of a miracle. That thought changed the weight of my mornings, from heaviness to appreciation, from pressure to peace. Writing as a way to speak with myself. When I opened my eyes from those quiet reflections, I reached for the small notebook on my desk. I began to write down what lingered in my mind, a strange dream, a nameless feeling, a faint trace of worry. With every stroke of the pen, my thoughts grew lighter, as if I were tidying up a cluttered room. Then, I wrote 3 things I was grateful for. Simple things, a warm blanket, the laughter of loved ones, or simply the fact that I am still here today. Finally, I asked myself, did I live true to my values yesterday? And who do I want to become today? Each line became a mirror. And in that mirror, I began to see more clearly the person I aspire to be. Intentions over goals. In the past, I used to start my day by looking at my to-do list, a long, endless stream of tasks that made me feel like I was always running behind. But then, I tried something different. Instead of setting goals, I began setting intentions. I asked myself, who do I want to be today? One day, my intention was to be more patient. Another day, to be courageous. And sometimes, simply to be kind to myself. These intentions became like a compass. They didn't promise me a destination, but they always guided my steps. And I realized success isn't about completing everything on the list. It's about staying true to the virtues you choose, no matter what the day brings. Learning to be comfortable with discomfort. One morning, I decided to take a cold shower. The water struck my skin, making me shiver. My heart raced, my body tensed. But when I stepped out, I felt unusually awake, alive. Another time, I tried skipping my first cup of coffee. At first, I felt something missing. But soon I realized real energy doesn't come from that dark cup. It comes from willpower. I remembered Seneca's advice. Set aside a few days to live simply, to remind yourself that if comfort were lost, you would still be fine. And it's true. Those small challenges in the morning, cold water, quiet hunger, minor discomfort, they strengthened me. They made me ready to face the unexpected storms of life. Keeping the mind in the present. I used to brush my teeth while thinking about emails, eat breakfast while worrying about meetings. My mind was never where it was supposed to be, in the present. Then I began to practice meditation, just a few minutes a day. I closed my eyes and followed the rhythm of my breath, in and out. Whenever my thoughts wandered, I gently guided them back. At first it felt pointless, but slowly I noticed. My mind became like a still lake. The quieter I sat, the clearer it grew. And in that stillness, I finally saw the truth. It isn't the world that troubles me, but the way I choose to see it. Conversations with the Wise. Each morning, I choose a short passage from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or a few lines from Seneca's letters. Sometimes I simply open a page at random, and strangely, the words written thousands of years ago speak directly to what I'm going through today. Once, I read, "What troubles us is not the event itself, but our judgment of it." That very day, someone said something harsh to me. Normally, I would have been upset, but this time I smiled, remembering that it is my choice whether to let my mind be disturbed or not. Those ancient words became present reminders, as if I were sitting with great teachers, listening to their quiet guidance before stepping into the world. Loving one's fate. Each morning, I remind myself, something today will not go as planned. It could be traffic, a bad email, or a tense meeting. But instead of wishing for everything to go smoothly, I practice acceptance, even love. The Stoics called it amor fati, the love of one's fate. One day, an important meeting was suddenly canceled. Instead of getting angry, I asked myself, what is this moment trying to teach me? And because of that shift, I spent a quiet afternoon with my family, something precious I might have otherwise missed. I realized then, when I learned to love even the difficulties, I no longer feel like a victim of fate, but a companion walking alongside it. Now my mornings are no longer a race against time. They've become a quiet journey, a space to listen to myself, to be challenged, to learn from the wise, and to practice loving even the imperfect parts of life. These habits didn't transform me overnight, but day by day, they've made me calmer, clearer, and perhaps a little happier. Maybe that's what Marcus Aurelius meant to remind us, that every morning is a gift, and how we choose to open that gift shapes not only our day, but our entire life.